Now it is my honor to introduce our speaker today, Ms. Cindy Marion, who is a 1981 graduate of Sam Houston State University with a BA in radio, television, and film. She is founder, president, and CEO of MMI Agency, ranked as Houston's third largest marketing and advertising agency. MMI Agency provides marketing strategy and creative services for a long list of local, national, and international brands, including MD Anderson Cancer Center, NRG, and AIG. The agency also created the Greater Houston Partnership's Houston City with No Limits campaign. Ms. Marion has won an Emmy Award from the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences in 2008 for a national public service campaign produced for the National Military Family Association and the U.S. Family Health Plan. She formed MMI Agency in 1986 and has grown the firm to top $20 million in revenue by helping clients achieve measurable marketing, branding, and advertising results. The firm is focused on metrics and delivering unquestionable value for its clients. MMI Agency employs over 85 professionals. The firm has won recognition for their commitment to results-oriented marketing and creative works, including 33 Addy Award wins in this year's Houston Advertising Association program, including 12 Gold Awards. Ms. Marion has twice been named a finalist for the Gulf Coast Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award and has been recognized as a finalist 3 times in the NAWBO Woman Business Owner of the Year. The firm has been recognized as a top large public relations agency of the year by the Public Relations Society of America. She married her SHSU sweetheart, Don Marion, who graduated with a BFA in radio, television, and film in 1980. They've raised 3 daughters and focused their time, energy, and resources toward helping high school and college students, especially those who lack parental support and guidance. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm Bearcat welcome for Miss Cindy Marion.
Thank you. Thank you very much, President Hoyt, distinguished faculty, administrators, graduates, alumni, parents, grandparents, extended family and friends, and any others who may have just wandered in here by mistake today. I'm extremely happy and honored to be here. When I got the invitation, I did what many of you would do, and I immediately Googled, what do you do to be a great commencement speaker? 4 things came forward. 1, give good advice. 2, mention the college bar. 3, poke fun at rival universities. And 4, and maybe most important, be brief. I will try to do all 4 of those things today. My degree from Sam Houston State University helped me launch and grow a career in business that I have loved and enjoyed for 35 years. And I'll be forever grateful to this university for that. This university is impressive. The degrees that are being conferred today are meaningful and will position you well to produce great things as you go out and fulfill your purpose. I work with a lot of extremely talented people from a lot of different universities. And my husband, Donnie, also an SHSU grad, likes to ask the question, what do the Longhorns, Aggies, Cougars, Mustangs, Horned Frogs, and especially Lumberjacks call the MMI Agency Bearcat? Boss. So be proud of your degree. You're going to do great. Graduates and any others in the audience who need a reminder, Sunday, meaning the day after tomorrow, is Mother's Day. And while we're here in celebration of lots of hard work, tuition dollars invested, blood, sweat, and tears, remember in all the excitement not to forget your moms on Mother's Day. My parents are here. I thank them a lot. They wrote a lot of checks to Sam Houston State University like yours have, and I thank my mother and happy Mother's Day. It's prudent especially to give your Mother's Day respect, gratitude, and admiration, and they deserve that for birthing you, and also for resisting the urge that they may have had from time to time to harm you since birth until today. And I talk about that by a little bit of experience. But it's especially good to thank them today because If you are one of the 20% of undergrads who are moving back home with mom and dad, maybe tonight, you want to be on your mom's good side. I'm extremely honored to have this chance to address Sam Houston State's class of 2015. I was part of the SHSU graduating class of 1981. Are there any 81 grads here today? Seriously, we got to get out more. I lived my freshman year in Kirkley dorm, room number 1. I've learned that Kirkley was torn down a few years ago, so luckily all the evidence is gone and I can't possibly be implicated for anything that may have happened there. Mom and Dad, I was going to tell you eventually. I attended many of my classes in Old Main, also gone. Unfortunately, no longer here due to a fire back in 1980s. I'm not sure what it says about college icons that truly stand the test of time, but it seems that the only building besides the library, that was just for my parents' benefit, that's still around that I spent a lot of time in is the Jolly Fox. I guess some things never change. When I was a Bearcat, we actually used our full 9-digit Social Security number as our student ID. I guess you know how long ago it's been since I've been here. As part of it, I do know this, I did almost make a big change here at Sam Houston State, which I'm very proud of. As a part of a research class in the business school, I was required to conduct an important survey. I asked SHSU students if they would be interested in changing our beloved Bearcat to another unknown animal called the Mongolian wild ass. True story. Luckily for all involved, that was shut down by a narrow margin. And Sammy the Bearcat lives, and I got an A. Today is about celebrating you, the graduating class of 2015. And in preparing for today, I asked my friends and family if they remembered their college commencement speaker. Not one did. So while I'm fairly certain that you won't remember me or my remarks for very long, perhaps not even when you go get in your car to go off for fervent celebration, I take comfort in knowing that you'll take with you lots of information, insights, experiences, memories, wisdom, all taught to you by an esteemed and incredibly respected staff and faculty here at SAM. I'll do my best to share a very short, since it won't likely be remembered, list of things learned in my lifetime of knowledge, and that's quoting Amanda Bynes in She's the Man. I know it's 9 years old, but still I'm trying to relate. Okay, as a 2015 graduate, the great majority of you are likely to be 22 to 25 years of age today. If you reach the United States life expectancy, you'll have a lifetime of 78.8 years. And if you reach that milestone before you leave life here on earth, you'll have lived 29,000 days. 29,000 days, that just doesn't seem like that many to me. Why would you want to spend any of them without joy? Why spend even one day in fear of pursuing your dreams? Why spend one day not speaking to a family member or a friend because of a petty disagreement? Why spend many days on a job that's going nowhere where you don't feel like you are making a difference? Why spend even one of your 29,000 days without making a difference in your neighborhood, your community, your school, your workplace, your church, or in the life of someone around you? Why spend any of your 29,000 days without joy? There's a difference between joy and happiness. Happiness is something you feel because of something that happens to you or around you. Joy is a choice you make based on what or who you put your faith in, how you set your expectations and compare them to reality, and how you feel a hole that all of us have deep in here. Graduates, if you fall into that 22-year-old range, you've already lived approximately 8,000 days. Parents, you've likely lived 15,000 or more already. And grandparents, some of you may have already outlived the average life expectancy of 29,000 days or 78 plus years, and who knows really how many earthly days any of us have still. So it's really important to make them all count. Note also that every 10 years of your life only adds 3,652 days to your total. So regardless, it's best we make the most of them. I've compiled a quick list of 9 concepts I've discovered or have been taught that I hope will be as helpful to you as it has been to me. First, all bad behavior comes from insecurity. I have seen no exceptions to this. If someone is behaving badly, it's because they fear losing something they have or not getting something they want. Insecurity invariably causes bad behavior, and in your relationship with others, you can educate, encourage, uplift, solve problems, help, do whatever you can to alleviate the insecurities of those around you, and their behavior gets better. There is more joy in your 29,000 days when everyone around you feels more secure. Number 2, at all times have a mission and a ministry. And let me explain what I mean by those terms. Your mission defines what you want to accomplish and what you need to get there. Your ministry defines what difference you'll make in the world to leave it a better place than when you came. Many I have known get exclusively caught up in a mission and forget the ministry part. They don't minister to others and they become self-centered and empty. Even if we accomplish our mission soundly in first place, a lonely finish line is just that, lonely. To live a joy-filled 29,000 days, have a mission and a ministry. 3, keep things in perspective. My rule of 10s has really helped me. Your life ahead will present problems, no doubt. And when they arise, ask yourself, will this matter in 10 minutes, in 10 hours, in 10 days, in 10 weeks, in 10 months, or 10 years? There are very few of our problems that are 10-year problems. Putting the challenges in perspective helps us give them the proper weight and appropriate the proper level of worry. Just like me, you're going to have good times and you're going to have bad times in your life. And if you picture your life as a timeline where here's where you were born and here is where you die, the challenges you're experiencing in life are likely to be a very small part of that bigger picture. The first few years of a new job are going to be stressful, a small part of this big life. Challenges with health or relationships, likely not to be the majority of your days. So things will change, and therefore bad times will almost always get better. To live 29,000 joy-filled days, keep things in proper perspective. Number 4, you may be right, but you may be dead. I think we spend a lot of our 29,000 days trying to prove we're right. I've seen people lose friends, jobs, and certainly restful nights over the last word in an argument or missing admission of guilt by another person. You can walk into the street, you have the legal right-of-way, a car is coming 100 miles an hour, they are speeding, they are wrong, but you are what? Dead. So you are right, but you are dead. Sometimes it's more important to live joyfully than to be right. 5, remember you wanted the puppy. Anyone here ever want and beg for a puppy? Yes, you visualize the great things about owning that puppy, the soft and cuddly times, the warm breath, the great Instagram photos, the Snapchats of the dog falling asleep in the food bowl. So you make a decision to get the puppy, willing to work extra hard to make that puppy into the greatest pet ever. Sometimes, in even the first few days of puppy ownership, you realize that a puppy is a lot of work. It needs to be walked. It makes messes of all varieties and it never cleans up after itself. It likes to eat expensive shoes. Also, don't ask me how I know. It costs a lot at the vet's office, and as you work at puppy ownership, the puppy grows and develops and things settle in. Most always, you grow to love the dog as it becomes part of your life. The hard work created a successful outcome. More puppy photos on social media, and you're glad you did it. During the process of the hard work that the pursuit of the worthwhile goal requires, it's good to remind yourself routinely, you wanted the puppy. You chose to aim for a greater goal and for good reason. If you want to live 29,000 joy-filled days in the midst of required hard work, remember, you wanted the puppy. Number 6, don't be afraid to make a turn, and even a wrong one. Today, you have the dreams of a 22-year-old, and that is great. There's nothing wrong with that, and by all means, pursue with passion and excellence all of those dreams. But beware that flexibility is a must. You will have disappointments and failures. Your dreams will sometimes be dashed. Look for other options when road closures eliminate finishing the journey the way you'd mapped it out. Don't be afraid to adjust your destination and still consider yourself a winner. Sometimes a turn can lead you to even better places. If I had followed my 22-year-old roadmap, I wouldn't like the place I would be nearly as much as I do where I am today. Take a wrong turn or even change the destination altogether, and your iPhone map and that annoying navigation lady's voice will reroute you. You want your 29,000 days to be joy-filled, be flexible and adjust. Take all the turns without fear. 7, you have one reputation your whole life, just one. You can never get a new one. It's built on a lifetime body of work, and what you do never completely leaves you. How you treat the Uber driver, the housekeeping staff at the hotel, the blogger who disagrees with your political opinions are all reflections and pieces of your personal brand. And don't believe that your social media profile isn't a part of your personal brand. Even if it's private, and believe me, it isn't, you are still leaving testaments daily to who you are and how you are likely to behave. We host an annual program at my company, a training boot camp for college students interested in advertising, and it's called Adcademy. We pull the social media profile of all the Adcademy participants, and we give them a sealed envelope showing them all the things we pulled up on social media that would give us pause in our job application process. They are shocked and embarrassed. They thought a lot of that info was deleted or private. If you're not kind on the internet, you're not kind. You sleep better at night and live a more joy-filled 29,000 days when you vigilantly protect your precious, personal, and lifelong standing reputation. 8, set the timer. A colleague of mine lived in New Orleans and was greatly impacted by Hurricane Katrina. She lost her house, her job, her mother's house, and her son had to finish his senior year in high school with a family in Baltimore. She moved to Houston to live with her brother right before he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I asked her how she endured all of that change and loss. She said she was lost on the Houston freeway one day and had to pull over and cry, feeling hopeless and absolutely torn up. All of a sudden, she decided to set a timer. She set her watch alarm to go off in 15 minutes. She cried and felt sorry for her circumstances for the full 15. And when the timer went off, she decided she was done with devastation. She moved on. If you want a joy-filled 29,000 days, set a timer. When you're angry, frustrated, or sad, give yourself a few minutes to complain, cry, vent, and be sad, and then move on. And finally, don't keep score. My business is 29 years old, and the first 13 were spent with a 50-50 business partner. I bought Patty's interest in the company 16 years ago, and she and I remain great friends, but we would both report that a partnership was never 50-50. Same with my 35-year-old marriage. Sometimes it's 60-40, sometimes it's 70-30, sometimes it's 20-80, sometimes it's 80-20. But never a day in any relationship is it truly 50-50. Spending joy-filled days requires a positive outlook and a deliberate commitment to avoid keeping score. Don't be the victim, blaming the other guy for blaming lack of accomplishment on the other guy. I frequently ask my daughters in any given situation, what do you want to have happen? And sometimes the answer to that question can only be accomplished when you put in a greater amount of effort than the others involved. You're better off if you get what you want, even if it means doing more than your share. Go the extra mile. I can assure you that road is very seldom crowded. Dwelling on the frustration created by keeping score only makes you tired and joyless. If you want more joy-filled days, don't keep score. To my new friends in the class of 2015, the days we have are enough, but not that many. The ones you have ahead of you are going to be exciting, adventurous, successful, productive, and precious. You can't always be happy, but you can choose joy. My hope for you graduates and all those who celebrate with you today is that every day, no matter how many you still have to spend here, counts. Thank you again, President Hoyt, for this opportunity, and congratulations, and God bless the class of 2015. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank Miss Marion for wonderful words, and I actually really believe in a joy-filled life, so thank you so much.